Hello, Laura. Thank you to welcome me in your nice house, in Laura's house. So I wanted to meet you to help us to understand how you came to make this restorative circles for Auroville, because I think it's a very interesting movement. And what is the story of that to help us to understand?
Yeah. So I came to restorative circles actually through nonviolent communication and my work with nonviolent communication, which I've been involved in for 7 years. And in the summer of 2010, a friend of mine who also studies and practices nonviolent communication, NVC, said that there was a training about restorative circles in the US. And I actually wish I could remember more in detail, but I don't remember more in detail. But he said something about that this was NVC work in prisons. And so I got very, very excited because I find nonviolent communication a very powerful practice and that provides an ability to connect really with people that I could otherwise hate or have strong judgments about or think that they shouldn't be part of society, and yet they are. And so how to engage. And nonviolent communication really gave me a sense of this, and so I got excited. And at the time, my partner Jason and I, so we went to Atlanta, to the US, to study with Dominic Barter. He's the man who has developed, I guess you could say, restorative circles in Brazil, even though he's a British man. So we had 3 or 4 days, I don't remember exactly, with him, and there must have been 150 participants, something like this, and I was amazed. I really, at the time, I said to myself, this man is living nonviolent communication consciousness to the fullest. I was truly amazed. And so we decided to bring this back to Auroville and to really practice and share, and we did. We've had a practice group on and off for these last 4 years. And in the several last months, actually, it wasn't happening, even though I wanted it to, but I was quite busy and I was traveling around India. And now in the last few months, with this whole new proposal for participatory working groups and the selection process that happened, I got very excited, and I just had a sense that the time is right, that there is this movement in Auroville, and at the same time with all of this movement and openness, also a lot of criticism around the process and how it deals with feedback. And there was criticism in the community that the 3 days, the selection 3-day process, whatever you want to name it, that they didn't deal properly, so-called, with the feedback, and that they were too lenient. And so it emerged again. I didn't even have an idea of taking this to the community at large, but somehow it popped up in me and a couple of other people. And it seems like there is an openness. And I think what really supports as well is how much work Elvira and Kudam have done over the last several years to bring in conflict resolution awareness in Auroville, and that they already have the umbrella and that the name is known and that mediations are happening. So it's very convenient almost for us to fit in as one of the options for holding space for conflict. Yeah.
And why you think that the time now has come for Auroville to get involved in that?
Yeah, well, it might be many things. I mean, just for me personally, let's say, I've been questioned in the last number of years why I haven't been more involved in the public and in the collective and in working groups. And my response was always kind of like, I'm going where I'm being called, and I didn't have a sense that I was being called even in my nonviolent communication workshops in Auroville. Mostly it was guests and fewer Aurovillians, yes. Over the last number of years, of course, several have come, but many more guests. And then I was being invited to different cities in India. In Mumbai I've done trainings, and in Pune, and in Delhi, and in Calcutta, so I went with that.